welcome to our latest edition of our Heart Heroes podcast. I am Cathy, and today I am joined by the lovely Nanny Debbie, who's going to tell us all about her story, specifically with relation to her grandson, Jozie. Jozie, you might recognise from our More Than a Gift campaign this year, and Jozie is a little warrior with congenital heart disease. So, Nanny Debbie, I'm calling you Nanny.
I'm used to it.
That's a really good sign. You're very warm. Thank you so much for coming in and telling your story today. We really, really appreciate it. Specifically as your role as Nanny. We're going to talk about your role as Nanny and your role as Mummy as well, because I think it's really important. I think as a grandparent, your fears and your worries and your experience is quite different.
Yeah.
Because it's dual layered. You're worried about your daughter Nicole and her partner Eamon, but then also for Jozie as well. So if you think back to when Nicole first told you that she was expecting a wee baby, how did you feel?
Nervous. It wasn't that I wasn't excited. Mm-hmm. She had a 4-month-old baby. Okay. So she did, and she had a 7-year-old, and I have 2 children still at home, so it was a bit of a shock. It wasn't planned, but once we got our heads around it, it was nice. We accepted it, and she was happy enough, and we sort of agreed that it would be lovely as well, because our first one, Priya, obviously there's only a year between her and my wee boy.
Okay.
So it's lovely watching their wee relationship, so it is. And now, Romie would have that.
Yes.
With his, at that time, little brother or sister. We didn't know what we were getting then, but we have each other.
A wee monkey who is.
Definitely, 100%.
I know, he's kept on your toes.
Do you know what he has? Yeah. My life has just totally changed since he's came.
Yeah.
It absolutely just totally changed. I've given up my job and everything.
Right, okay.
To help with Jozie.
Yeah.
And Romie. And, all of them. Mm-hmm. But also to be there for Nicole as well when she needs me. For support, because it is hard.
Absolutely.
Motherhood is hard.
It is. It's hard anyway with them when you have something unexpected, a diagnosis that you maybe didn't know about, or I'm sure Nicole and Eamon went into their 20-week scan not expecting to hear the words, we think your baby has a heart condition.
I think as well it was such a shock as well, because our pregnancy was going okay right there, obviously, but because they're so young, you don't expect it to happen to somebody so young. I know it's heavy, but I always thought older one, you've more risk, obviously, as you're older. I would have, when I had my youngest boy, I was 34, and I would have been classed as an older parent, which I was quite shocked.
Yeah. For the records,
definitely not. Nicole was only 24.
Yeah.
So this was going to be baby number 3.
Yeah.
So it was, she's going to go.
Yeah.
Really was the first thing in my, because it is hard.
Absolutely. And I suppose you talked about once the shock set in, you talked about all the excitement and there's what you do very naturally, you plan for the future and you think you've got it all planned out, but then you go to the scan and you hear the things just don't look as they should at that stage. How did it change once Nicole and Eamon and yourselves then found out that actually it looks like there's congenital heart disease present?
Devastated. I was devastated. Nicole, I didn't know what to do. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was saying the right things to her. I was trying to reassure her, but how do you reassure? You've never been in that. You don't expect, you hear of these things happening to other families. You don't expect it to come to your door, and you don't, but it can.
Yeah.
It can, and I know it, and I know that. Yeah. Nicole was in bits. We were all in bits. So we were all in bits.
Understandably.
Scary. Frightened.
Yeah.
So I was just worried about what the future was going to. Was the pregnancy, was she going to go through for 9 months? Yeah. We just didn't know. We didn't know at that point. Well, it was just a total shock.
And do you think that was the scariest thing, that, the unknown, what things would look like, I suppose, once Nicole had given birth, assuming the rest of the pregnancy went well enough for her? Was that the scariest thing, that sort of not being in control of the future and not knowing what that future.
I think it is.
Like.
It's different when it's your grandchild.
Yeah.
You worry about your own children. So you always worry about your children. You worry more. I feel like you worry more about your grandchildren. I don't know why it is. Nicole, it was like you're trying to be there to support her. You're trying to be there for the kids. You're trying to be there for your kids. It affected the whole family. It did. It really did affect the whole family. That's total shock.
Yeah. And when you say about your kids, so you've got 2 other boys.
I have 2 boys at home. So I do.
And one's an older teenager, and another's coming to teenager YouTube era on the internet. Did you find that telling them was a difficult conversation with them? You were worried about
The younger boy, Kai, he just doesn't understand it. Every time Josie's even going to hospital now, he thinks Josie's... Is he going to hospital now to get he's more concerned about the wee tube in his nose. So he is going to get that removed. Still doesn't understand it. Stephen, he's turned 16. He does understand what's going on. So he does. And him and his sister would have been really close. So they would have, Nicole's really good then. So he's really close to his sister.
Okay.
And I can tell, like, you know what boys are like, especially teenage boys. Very keeps himself, doesn't talk much about it. But you can tell that he's really like worrying about for his sister and worrying about for his nephew.
Yes, was that dual?
It's just the
dual roles.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's just, I worry about Nicole. I worry about them all the time. So I don't even, it's not, you don't expect, you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. It's the future I'm worrying about. Yeah. But then again, nobody knows what's around the corner.
No. Well, we do know what happened next.
Yeah.
Now we do, with hindsight. So, fast forward a little bit. All the scans all the way through the pregnancy, they talk about the diagnosis and as much planning, I suppose, that can be done before birth. And then all of a sudden, here comes Jozie. Jozie was born, when was he born?
He's born the 21st of August.
Okay.
I was with Nicole for every single one of the births.
Really?
And I wasn't going to miss Josie's.
Oh.
So I kept the whole thing. I'm allowed in. It was all. So yeah. So Jozie was born the 21st, and it was lovely, but also horrendous at the same time. It's like when you have your baby's with you.
Yeah.
Nicole never had that. She didn't even get to hold her baby. None of us did. It was like he was born, and then all of a sudden there was doctors in, there was nurses coming in, and she got a quick glimpse as her wee baby was tucked away, and it was heartbreaking. Yeah. So it was heartbreaking to watch.
And can you remember, I suppose at that point then, your attention shifts back to Nicole, and I'm sure that part was really difficult for her.
Eamon it's awful quiet, so Eamon's, I worry also about her partner, Eamon.
Yeah.
Because he keeps everything in. He doesn't speak much about it. He just gets on with it. Nicole just lets it all out. She'll just cry. If she needs to cry, she'll just let it all out. I don't know where they find the strength from. They amaze me every day. But yeah, Nicole, worried sick about her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, you saw Jozie after Nicole had given birth, very, very briefly. When was the next time you were able to see Jozie?
About 12 hours. It's about to be the next day. So it would have been before I got to see Jozie. And even then, it was like, you went in, and he was in his wee, the wee bed. He was in one of those. Just looked so tiny, so fragile, with all his wee tubes, and you just wanted. Your instant reaction is lift him, and obviously
give him a cuddle.
Give him a cuddle. The bonding. Yeah. That's, to me, those first few hours are the most important. And she didn't get that.
Yeah.
And that broke my heart for her as well.
Absolutely. And I suppose having the comparison of, when she had Priya and Romie, having that comparison of how, what that looked like versus what it looks like at the minute then with Jozie, and not getting that instant kind of sleepy cuddles and, first feeds and all.
First feeds. That's what I mean. She's never got to do any of that.
Yeah.
She's never had that. She never got to do the first feed. She never got to have that first cuddles. We never got those pictures that we got with all the kids.
Yeah.
We haven't got those with Jozie. We don't.
Yeah.
And it is hard. So it is.
It is. And you sort of, families would tell us that you feel very robbed of that, but it's a very strange feeling because it's essential. The doctors are fighting for the baby's life just as much as the babies are, and the mummies and daddies and grannies.
And I know that he had to be took off, know that, as hard as it was. Mm-hmm. But it is the same. It just, that the first few hours were just took off her, and it just felt like she hadn't got that with him yet. She just couldn't wait to see him.
Yeah.
And that's all she kept. Is he okay? Is he fine? And it was the unknown. You were literally, you didn't know, she just didn't know what was going on.
And can you remember then, if we move forward from that, because I'm sort of thinking of milestones then. So the first time Jozie got home, as we call it.
So
how did that feel?
Jozie got home just before Priya's 7th birthday.
Okay.
And that was, because Priya was turned 7 then in October. So Priya had, her birthday wish was that she got her brother home.
Oh.
And we got him home. And to hear that, just to hear that we were getting him home, was amazing. It was that, it wasn't that we couldn't, but it's hard to explain the way you feel. It's like, when he's in hospital, you'll have that time and you'll sit and you'll have people always coming, but it's your one-to-one time. It's your own time with him. When he got home, it's amazing. Everybody was just sitting. I think all the family was just bursting to meet him, but obviously they couldn't because it was completely different bringing him home that day. How do I explain this? I'm trying to put it into words. Like when you bring your child home for the first time,
yes,
you've got all your family, your friends, you have all that network there, and everything's happy and everything.
Yeah.
And it was happy and it was lovely, but it was, Nicole didn't have her friends there.
Yes.
She didn't have her aunts or uncles. It was me and her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Even Eamon's mum and dad, it was separate times we came down to see him. Mm-hmm. Because you're just frightened of bringing something into him or too many people in with him. So it was, our family was all in there with him. Mm-hmm. And then his parents came down, but Priya was in around and Priya just thought her birthday was the thing. Yeah. Right? And again,
it's like a bow on his head.
And again, it happened again this year.
Yeah.
He was tucked into hospital. Her birthday wish was, and we got him over her birthdays.
And how is Jozie now when you think of the surgeries and everything that he's come through?
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's just the most amazing little boy. He melts your heart.
Yeah.
He's so happy. He's such a happy child. Always smiling, always giggling. He's so loved. Everybody just absolutely loves him. Mm-hmm. And he's doing well. So he's doing as well as he can. We can hope for.
Yeah. And how has life changed?
Big changes.
Yeah.
Your life totally changes. In fact, like I say, I'm not working no more. I want to be there. I'm the third. I would be known as the third person up in the hospital, obviously, because there's only mum and dad. But they let me go in because because they've got the other children. It's to give them it's time to get home because Nicole's very much I want someone with them.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can understand that as a woman.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to be in two places at one time.
So you're trying to juggle everything, and you're trying to be there for the other kids, but also be there for Jozie, and then you're trying to explain the younger ones don't really understand. Yeah. It's the older ones that are feeling it a bit, but again, they understand because it's Jozie.
Yeah.
He's an amazing little boy, so he is. Yeah. So proud of him. Like, he's such a strong wee thing.
Yeah.
And he's doing brilliant.
Good. This Christmas then will look different.
This Christmas is going to be amazing in our house. And I just can't wait.
Yeah.
So I can't even wait just to see all the kids together.
Yes.
And enjoying the Christmas, all, just even the run up to Christmas.
All those things that you missed out on
His first Christmas.
last year.
We'll make it up to him this year.
So this is almost like his first
It's like his first
proper Christmas where the whole family gets to do their thing.
Yeah, it'll be a big Christmas celebration for him.
And just before we go, because I know we've covered lots of different things, but I suppose we meet lots of families, and typically Mummy and Daddy is who we get to know the most and who we speak to the most. You are in this unique position where, you know, you're coming from a grandparent's angle, and you're the first grandparent we've ever had on the pod, so well done for that.
Yeah.
What would your message be to other grandparents who are maybe sitting at home dealing with the initial diagnosis and thinking, you know, all those thoughts that went through your head? So what was the most useful coping mechanism that you found worked for you?
Take the support of everybody that's around you. Don't try and do it on your own, because you'll just not.
Yeah.
You just won't. If you need to talk to somebody, there's lots of people there that can talk to.
Mm.
Their worries, anything at all. Users are amazing. The Children's Heartbeat Trust are just absolutely amazing. We couldn't have done it without you, and we couldn't. As a family, I know that. It's just not even that. It's the time that you're up in the hospital. You're sitting there some days. You're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Feeling down. And it's just one of you popping around with a wee smile on your face and coming in. Enjoy your grandchild, you know, and don't be frightened. I was even as frightened. I was scared to do the wrong thing with Jozie, and I'm not no more. I absolutely love him. He's a wee baby. They're perfect. And enjoy them.
Yeah.
And use the help with people are offering you. And if you need any help, speak up. I don't know what else more I can say, only Josie's still a little baby, you know.
Yes, yeah.
You hear that he's not going to break.
Yeah.
You know, when I heard he had this heart problem, I was scared, I was frightened. What's the future going to hold for him? Is he going to be able to do these things? He can do things what any normal child can do, and that's the way he's going to be brought up. He's going to be brought up like his brothers and sisters and have a normal upbringing. And take a help that people is offering you.
Brilliant. Thank you for your words of wisdom.
I don't know what else is there. Did you be alright?
You did great. So thank you so much. Nanny Debbie.
Nanny Debbie.
Well, we'll all aspire to be like you, and I will aspire to look as young as you. So thank you so much for watching the latest episode of Heart Heroes. If you want to find out more about little Jozie and his mum and dad and the rest of Nanny Debbie's family, then check out our More Than a Gift campaign videos. Thanks.